You know who's better than Sonic? Shadow. In my personal opinion. Did you know Shadow had a game? It was called Shadow the Hedgehog. Everyone hated it. Well, everyone except me. Don't misunderstand though. I believe Shadow to be a very flawed game, and many things could be improved to make it a more enjoyable experience. But I like it for the most part. It would have been cool if it had a sequel that corrected the flaws and allowed Shadow to branch off into his own series. Unfortunately, Sega's afraid of touching anything critically panned, so that will never happen. But what if it did? Shadow the Hedgehog 2. Just kidding, that name would be dumb. This game is going to be way different than the original, so the title should be representative of that. But I can't think of a better name, so Shadow 2. I'll be discussing the different aspects of this title and what I personally want out of it. Keyword here is personally. So it may not appeal to you. Hell, I know for a fact it won't appeal to many of you. I have weird tastes, but that's okay. It's cool if you disagree. I'm just giving my silly takes. Anyway, let's get to the first aspect. I know the tone for the original Shadow the Hedgehog was polarizing for many, but I think a darker tone could be done to differentiate itself from the main series if handled correctly. Personally, for this game, I want to push it all the way to a teen rating. Put down the pitchforks and hear me out. I think a dark story that doesn't take itself completely serious while without being a complete joke would be a good direction for a Shadow series. Things like swearing should be handled in a more natural manner, not just thrown in everywhere to make the game seem mature. Let's set some standards here though. Blood and violence, for lack of better words, is kept to a minimum. I don't really want to see any bullet holes or streams of blood gushing from a Sonic character. Let's keep this at a soft teen to PG-13 level. Pretty much shonen anime level. Anyway, let's get into the characters. Obviously, we have the titular character, Shadow. I think Shadow should be nothing like how he was in the original Shadow the Hedgehog.
A Chaos Emerald? You've got to be kidding me, guys. This is like taking candy from a baby, which is fine by me.
Absolute cringe. I think how he was portrayed in 06 is a lot better. He cares about his friends. Yes, Sega, he has those. And doing what he believes to be right. I think him continuing to work for the guardian units of nations is also a no-brainer. Also, I think Shadow should only swear in attempts to taunt or aggravate his enemy. Other than that, he's pretty clean. But let's get back to G.U.N. Since Shadow will be working for G.U.N, I think the president and, what's his name? Commander. Just Commander. Whatever. But I think the president and the commander should be pretty important reoccurring characters. Obviously, we gotta have Team Dark as well. I also think Espio on his own would be pretty interesting, especially the dynamic between him and Shadow. We don't really see those two interact with each other too much, so this game could be a way to expand on that pretty much non-existent dynamic. I think bringing back Mephiles as an antagonist or some sort of rival would be pretty cool too. I think he was a great villain in 06, and I'd love to see him make a return as a foil to Shadow. What about the rest of the cast like Team Sonic and Eggman? Well, I believe they should make 0 appearances in this game or spin-off series, aside from some mentions here or there. This is to further separate it from the main series, you know? Let Shadow stand on his own 2 legs. He's a big boy now. He's almost drinking age. Time to discuss the gameplay. I think the gameplay should be a bit of a mix of Ratchet & Clank and Dynasty Warriors. Action platforming with beat 'em up elements and hordes of enemies that you have to fight through using weapons and Shadow's chaos abilities. Speaking of weapons and chaos abilities, I think there should be a skill tree that you can level up over time to get the maximum capabilities of Shadow's arsenal. Also, maybe instead of rings, Shadow would use a health bar that can be replenished with rings. After you complete a level, how well you did would depend on the combos, damage you took, and the time it took you to complete the stage. The different ranks you get could determine how high of a multiplier you receive to your ring count to buy more weapons or upgrades. But bingo! What about the multiple paths like in the original? No. Personally, I don't think multiple pathways would work out, even if minimized, because this game at the end of the day is still taking place within the Sonic universe. Shadow needs a distinctive pathway for his character to remain consistent in future Sonic games. Otherwise, his character will continue being a confusing mess. And with that, that's all for this video. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think something like this would be an interesting direction for a Shadow spinoff, or would this be as much of a disaster as the original, and I'm just a big dumb poopy butthole? Something tells me most will be the former, but I can't help my weirdo opinions. Also, Sonic 2 is better than Sonic 3.